Hello, yeah, in this demo, I want to show you how using WhatsApp you can cancel outreaches. Okay, so let me share again my screen with the app in view. So hopefully you can see that now. So again, this is a test version, has many outreaches, many encounters. What we will now demonstrate, let's say we create a new outreach for whatever reason, we're gonna be canceling that, and we'll see how you can do that within the app. So we'll start as usual. When we create new outreaches, we click on new. Okay, we will say, let's say that this outreach is expected to happen somewhere in Greenwich Park. Fine, let's say go with the Greenwich Park Street in London. Let's say that that's about here. Let's say this outreach was supposed to happen later today. So let's say quite late. Let's say at 9 o'clock. Okay, let's go for 9:15. Okay, it was something that we want to do with a group. We can even make this a public outreach. Let's do that. Confirm. Let's say we were supposed to do a number of preachings, conversations, leafleting, as per usual. Let's just say test of Okay, so now we have click start. This outreach is now created. No one's yet joined. It's something, actually it's in the future. It's currently 7:30 p.m. Outreach is supposed to start within the next 2 hours. Hasn't yet started. No one has yet joined. Let's say time has passed. Something has happened. Either let's say rain. Weather has not really gone well. It started to rain at that time in the evening. We can and they wanted to cancel this outreach. Now the way that we would do that, we would go to edit, and there's an option here within the edit functionality, this icon here with a little X. That is basically the way to cancel an outreach. So if you click on that, it just shows a confirmation pop-up. It shows it, and it reminds the user that if you do cancel an outreach, you will still see those outreaches that have been canceled in your downloadable reports. So these are reports that you go through the Insights navigation. You can download a Word or Excel format. You will still see them there, but a canceled outreach will not be part of your statistics within your Insights tab. So the number of outreaches, number of encounters, obviously will not be included. Those counters will not be affected by a cancelled outreach. Also, if you have created this as a public outreach that you're now canceling, naturally this outreach will no longer be discoverable by anyone who's looking to find this outreach. And finally, a couple of other things to mention. The outreach can only be cancelled if it has no encounters entered for it. If you've already started to add encounters to this outreach, or if other users have joined this public outreach, they have started to add encounters, you will no longer have the ability to cancel that outreach. That outreach is not effective, right? It might, let's say, it might need to end early for whatever reason. But there's no, and that's, I guess, natural. Sometimes it can happen, but that will no longer be a cancellation of the outreach. There'll just be an early end to the outreach. But for an outright cancellation where you don't want that outreach to appear, and again, within your stats, but you just want to still have a record that you intended to do something, or you don't want it to be discovered, you don't want others to come in and to actually also to be informed that that outreach has been canceled, you would use the cancellation functionality on your app. Now, interestingly, you could have a scenario where you have raised a public outreach, someone has joined it already using the join functionality, for which, by the way, there's a separate demo. You can then cancel. You can still, as long as they haven't entered an encounter, you can still cancel that outreach. And what will happen is that outreach will be canceled both on your app, your phone, your device as well as on their device. They will see if they refresh that page, they'll see that that outreach is now canceled. Or if they don't refresh their page, but let's say they try to enter an encounter, they'll get a warning or an error message saying, okay, this outreach is now being canceled. You can no longer enter encounters for it. It's quite important to know that, because again, just to remind, an outreach, any outreach that is created can be canceled as long as there's no encounters entered for it, and anyone who's part of that outreach, who's sharing it, who's joined it, will see that outreach being canceled. Okay, finally thing to mention is that every cancellation will ask you for a reason. At the moment, we have a couple of reasons here that are pre-populated. You would have to select from weather, rain or whatever conditions, attendance. Let's say you plan to do an outreach, but for some reason not enough people could join, or the location was not that you wanted to do something in, just not available this time, or there was some other disruption, some unforeseen circumstances where you plan to do outreach, something has happened and you just cannot go through with it, or whatever other reasons. So let's say we'll click location. Location was just not available. Wanting to do some, let's say, performance needed to be done in a specific location to do some evangelistic play or something. That location was no longer available, it was taken up, or something else, some construction or something else has happened there. We'll just click confirm. Okay, then in this outreach, basically what happens is now is you no longer have the encounters button here. That's that's removed because now outreach has been canceled. You can no longer add encounters to it. And instead that button is replaced by a message. This outreach has been canceled for the following reason, location. Yeah, just to mention, you can still go into the edit button. You can still edit details about this outreach. Yeah, I'm not sure why you would. Maybe you'll just add something or adjust something, but you can still go ahead and do that. But you could not sort of add encounters for it. And so, like I said, this outreach also will not count into. You will see it will increment this counter here because it's one of the outreaches that you've shown in the dashboard. But if you look at the insights, that is not going to be changed from what it was before. That will not be included in these sort of figures here. Okay. Well, hopefully that was clear. If you have any questions about outreach cancellation, how something would be impacted by it, or how you go about doing it, please again leave a comment below this video or send an email to support@WotsApp. Thank you.